Hi guys, it's been a while. It's Noelle here again, and we're returning, seeing as we're now actually less than 1 month away from the release of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Gonna return to this cosplay series. I've been putting stuff together and at the same time creating material for possible tutorials, so you can, and just basically my cosplay journey with this project. The successes, the failures, any kind of issues that I've come up with. To get back into things though, I thought what we would start with today is to simply do a casual cosplay guide. Casual cosplay for me is really just a chance for you to, it's an everyday kind of cosplay thing. It's without putting too much time and effort into the character or into the cosplay. You just want to hi Ozzy. You just want to sort of embody the character in some way, and that may be with a simple few elements that you introduce to your wardrobe. And it's basically, you know, picking up stuff without modifying it and wearing it in your everyday, or if you just wanted to maybe gently, lightly cosplay at a convention or any other event. So, returning to, there's that awesome Tomb Raider gear guide that we've been given. So I'm going to start, I think, let's go from the bottom up. So for what you'll need in terms of your basics is some combat boots. Now these I've painted, and what I'm going to do is in a variety of shorter videos, I'm going to explain how I modified what I bought, where I got them, that kind of thing. But in essence, if you want to casually cosplay Lara, a pair of combat boots, probably you'll find them in black most easily, is one thing you'll need. Your next step is some trousers. Now I've gone for a sort of a more streamlined sort of cargo pants kind of look. My determiner was I was looking for really good pocket placement, but that's me being fussy as opposed to, you know, casual cosplay. If you are looking for something that's in line with what Lara wears in the game, I would advise that you look for joggers. They're not really in demand for and popular for women at the moment, but they're definitely in the guys section. For South Africans, I have seen them at Pick and Play Clothing for only about 250 Rand. These ones that I bought, which are women's more sort of slimline cargo pants, I found for 350 Rand at Old Khakis, so I got them on special and it was a pretty good bargain. But yeah, what you're looking for ideally is, if you want to be as close as possible, you're looking for trousers that have a kind of elasticated bottom, and then pockets on the side and pockets at the top. So I've slightly veered away from the concept art, but that was because there were other features that I was looking for. As for Lara's shirt, she actually wears two in the game. She has an undershirt and she has a rather complicated, like fancy overshirt that we have received, that is available patterns to actually make it. But in terms of the undershirt, and again I'll explain how I did it, it's simply a case of finding a sort of a pale blue cotton shirt or vest, and removing the sleeves, which is what I did. So I went for something in the right color and something that I already had to save myself some money. As for the overshirt, we're going to be attempting, with my trusty seamstress Tracy, and not in the Discworld sense, we are going to be attempting to make the shirt using the pattern and the materials, which we were able to find quite easily. If we can find it, I'm pretty sure you could find it at a haberdashery or something similar. But at the same time, I was actually looking today and I found that Mr. Price Sports, again this is useful for South Africans, has a man's running vest that is in the perfect color. If you wanted to make it more Lara authentic, you could add like some of the black detailing of the outfit, but if you just wanted something that's the right shape and the right color, absolutely you can get this vest for less than 100 Rand. And for internationals, this I've seen a lot of people putting on the really awesome Tomb Raider Facebook cosplay group. Also pictures of things that they found at Target and various other stores. It seems like sporting wear is your best bet for if you want to sort out something that looks like the shirt. The last primary element, or actually second to last element that I would mention of Laura's outfit is her belt. She wears a nylon belt, 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters. You can find sort of the stiffer nylon belts quite easily, but if you're wanting to do any modifications, I would suggest again going to a fabric shop and picking up some of the more flexible and easy to work with nylon, especially if you're planning to do any sewing. But yeah, you can pick up a belt for like 50 to 70 rand that I have seen in stores, the nylon belts. And then for the final extra Tomb Raider-y touch, you will need gloves. Now, if you've looked closely or like in any in-depth, Lara's gloves are a little different. Her classic ones are more sort of the cycle gloves. They have gaps on them. This is traditional classic Lara. So you can see that a lot of skin shows like around the wrist. For the new game, she has actually quite solid looking gloves. You don't get that sort of bare skin. They're quite chunky. They actually have a bit of like reinforced around the knuckles and around the wrist. So if you're wanting to do that, you can get away with the first option. Again, these are all readily available, for example, at Mr. Price Sports for like a small amount, I think like 100, maybe up to 200 Rand. It's not that pricey. What I did in short to make this was I looked for these exercise or weightlifting gloves. They actually are pretty much the same, and I just sliced off the very thick wrist part. So yeah, those are your basic elements if you wanted to do a casual Shadow of the Tomb Raider cosplay. You are welcome to leave any other suggestions or recommendations, no matter where you are in the world, of elements that you found and wear to help other people in their quest to just sort of Lara Croft themselves up in the lead up to the release of Shadow of the Tomb Raider on the 14th of September, only a few weeks away now.